Hey YouTube, Model56 here. Just a quick update on a deck that I'm going to be using primarily for the March 1st ban list. It's going to be X-Sabers. So yeah, here we go with the deck list. It's been modified for March 1st, of course. Not that there was really much to modify at all in the first place. So yeah, starting off, 3 Arbellum, basically your main tuner, level 3. Attack directly to randomly discard a card from your opponent's hand. 3 Fultrol. Have 2 or more X-Sabers on the field. Special summon, bring back a level 4 lower X-Saber from your graveyard. Once per turn. 2 Guard Strike. Basically the Cyber Dragon of the deck. Have 2 or more X-Sabers in your grave. Special summon it if you control no monsters. Doesn't matter whether your opponent controls monsters or not. 2 Full Helm Knight. Basically, it's a one-time negate attack, and it's on the field face up. If your opponent declares an attack and targets one of your monsters, you could just Full Helm Knight and, negate the attack one time. And if it destroys a monster by battle, a defense position monster by battle, you can special summon 1 level 4 lower monster. And it's also another tuner of the deck. 1 Garsum. Just testing this out right now. I might put another one in. But yeah, overall it's a pretty good card. It comes onto the field as a 1600 attack monster, even though its original attack is only 14, but it gains 200 for every X-Saber on the field, including itself. So yeah. And I think, never mind, it's not compatible with Rescue Cat, it's level 4. 2 Ragigora. Basically when you normal or special summon it, you can bring back 1 Fultrol. It's preferable to use it when you have Fultrol in your hand and you activate 1 for 1, discarding Fultrol, especially summon this guy in defense mode, and then you get Fultrol back. Next up, Card Trooper. Basically summon, mill up to 3 cards, gains attack, maximum attack of 1900. So yeah, and when it's destroyed and sent to the grave, you get to draw a card. Summoner Monk, basically to get out Rescue Cat by discarding a spell, or any other card that may that you may need. So yeah, and also it's used for Arcanite Magician as well. Cyber Dragon, pretty much just a free summon. Raikou to mill your deck and to destroy a card on the field. Sangan, quite common, self-explanatory. Rescue Cat, summon Rescue Cat or get it through Summoner Monk and then tribute it for 2 Arbellums. You could also special summon Fultrol at that same time as well. And yeah, it's pretty good. And finally for monsters is Gores. Basically take any battle damage, drop it, take any effect damage, drop it, and it's 2700 Peter. Not much more to say really. On to spells, 1 for 1, as I said before with Ragigora. Discard a Fultrol to special summon Ragigora and you get Fultrol back. So you basically don't lose much except for actually the card itself, 1 for 1. Pod of Avarice to recycle your used monsters and to maintain hand advantage in a way. Heavy, stable, spell chart removal. Brain and mind control. Basically brain control, you could use it and then tribute that monster for a guard strike or something, or you could just use it to attack your opponent. And then mind control is just for synchroing, using your opponent's monsters as synchro material. Lightning Vortex, just to wipe the field of face-up monsters. Smashing, this thing went back up to 3 thanks to the March ban list, so it's pretty common nowadays. Giant Trinade and MST, spell trap removal. And finally for spells, 2 Book of Moon. It's an awesome card, this card. And on to traps. 2 compulsory. I might replace this I might replace 1 with a Dimensional Prison or 2 Dimensional Prisons. Depends on the outcome, the situation actually. But this is a really nice substitute for Dimensional Prison. It's pretty much a mini D prison. 2 Bottomless, very common, self-explanatory really. God's Emergency Call. If you have an X-Saber on the field, just play it and you can special summon 2 X-Sabers from either your graveyard or your opponent's graveyard, so this card is awesome against mirror matches. So yeah. Dust Shoot, game changer at times. screws up your opponent's strategy, and you get to actually look at their hand. So yeah. Dark Bribe, Spell Trap Negation, and also lets your opponent draw a card. But it's not that big of a cost, really. Torrential and Mirror Force, pretty much staples. And on to the extra deck. It's a common extra deck, really. 2 Stardust, 1 Black Rose, Goyo, Gaia Knight. Might replace Gaia Knight with a Heal Knight if I ever get one. Bryanak, Catastor, Mistworm, 3 Colossal Fighter. Actually might take down 1 for Hyunlei instead of taking out Gaia Knight. But Colossal Fighter is pretty good. Runs down pretty much everything. Arcanite, used with Summoner Monk. That's pretty much the only way to get him out. And finally, 3 double X-Saber Gotems. So when he's out on the field, tribute an X-Saber to get rid of 1 random card in your opponent's hand. You could use it as many times as you want in a turn, even including tributing himself, and he's got a nice workaround where you can synchro summon him with Earth tuners as well. Doesn't have to be a non-tuner, so it's pretty sweet. And of course, 3100 feet stick. So yeah. Alright, that's the deck pretty much. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Basically, it's just gonna be the main deck that I'll be running, because you know, X-Sabers seem to be one of the next dominant deck types. So yeah, just going through the deck quickly again. Backwards from traps to spells, and then finally to monsters. I'm hoping to get an Absolute Power Force booster box and an SE box and some of the new tins, Duels Pack Collection tins. Feel free to check out my blog. I recently updated it with some news. I'll probably make a separate video for the Duels Pack Collection tin, because the promos have been revealed, and there's going to be three tins with 3 different colors. So stay tuned for that video. And that's all for now. Rate, comment, subscribe, and that's it. Carry him out if it's 6 out. Later, YouTube. Peace.